Test 1, test 2. Test. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not sure how long I was muted there, but welcome. I'm just gonna do the whole spiel again. We had a false start here. GuyAverage unfortunately having the time attack on. We're not sure how that affects seeds, but it's important that we have everything the same. So endless mode, hard mode, auto refresh off, and on the seed 55 FA. So it looked like our runners went different directions here, which is actually pretty interesting if you think about it, because this is going to really, it could very well decide this match. Each direction could push runners into situations, picking up, oh my gosh, okay, GuyAverage taking quite a few hits there. But it could push our runners into position to pick up items that could lead them to other items, which could lead them to bosses, which could, oh, and GuyAverage, gets absolutely guillotined by that side hopper. Now, side hoppers do 80 damage. Now, this is such a terrible room to land in when you have no beams. I'm curious if GuyAverage will elect to go the other direction. We'll see what they elect to do here. No, they will continue. Well, wait, no, they will go the other direction. This is a smart move because there's no escaping the side hopper room. Nevdi, meanwhile, is on room 12. This is a best of 3. We will see our runners go the next 30 minutes to attempt to go as many rooms as possible. Nevdi finding the ocean here. They have an opportunity to get a missile pack here. It's a pretty slow missile pack, so we're just going to skip it. Nevdi has this one super. Looks like they're going to elect to use it on this. Never mind. Oh, and they fall on the ocean. Oof. That's going to give GuyAverage an opportunity here to kind of catch up after taking that death. There's speed booster for GuyAverage. This is a significant time loss for Nevdi. GuyAverage now moving into 8, still only a few rooms behind Nevdi. So how this is going to work, basically we have effectively a route randomizer. You'll see if runners die, they will get the same selection of rooms from the beginning until they start. Oh my gosh, GuyAverage needs to be careful here not to get hit. So it takes into account health and ammo and loadout and all of that. And whenever we find items, it puts more items or puts more rooms into the pool. And so we're just gonna see a lot of oh my gosh, GuyAverage falling directly onto a crab. That hurts. That is our 34th crab death in this tournament. Those crabs are relentless. They do 120 damage. And not to mention, in 30 rooms, every 30 rooms, the damage is increased by 50%. So if you find an E-tank, which will put you at 149, you're out of one-hit range. But after 30 rooms, that same crab will do 180 damage. So a significant little piece of information that you should probably keep in the back of your mind. A lot of enemies hit very hard the further you go. And also every 50 rooms, the speed is increased. So that's also something that we need to keep in consideration. So looks like Nevdi's going to have to do an IBJ here, an infinite bomb jump, because we do not have high jump boots or space jump or any other item that would allow us to get up here easier. So GuyAverage taking a few deaths early on here. Now GuyAverage is a very, very, very solid runner. Definitely has the movement capabilities to put this back into close race. Meanwhile, Nevdi finding our first timed items. Now in Super Metroid Arcade, there are 4 items that you can locate that are timed, meaning you only have access to them to a limited amount of time. So the plasma beam being one of them, gravity suit, the screw attack, and space jump. Now gravity suit, a lot has to come into play for that to become available to you. For example, you only need, well, first off, you need to find charge beam, and then charge beam will put Varia into logic. Oh my gosh, okay, GuyAverage jumping over that crab, almost landing on top of it. And anyway, so charge beam puts Varia into logic. And now Charge Beam and Varia alone is already Monka, because now you have a lot of scary rooms, a lot of scary bosses into Logic. And then once you find that Charge and Varia suit, then you're going to have access to the Gravity suit. Speaking of Gravity and bosses, on your first attempt at Dragon, that first attempt will be without water physics. So if you go in there suitless, it's like you have a suit. On that second attempt, that's when you'll have the water physics. So it's something you gotta keep in mind. MrGuyAverage finding the Hellway here, gonna allow him to farm up a little bit of health. Lex 2, very nice. Nevdi finding the Meridia exit, has a few doors to their for their choices here, and finds Bubble Mountain. Again, a few choices here. Gonna take the quickest option, and they find high jumpers. All right, and Ice Beam. So back-to-back item pickups here for Nevdi. Meanwhile, MrGuyAverage not wanting to step on that crab. These crabs are ruthless. Nevdi moving into 27 is going to be a quick 28. MrGuyAverage actually skipping that E-Tank there. And we find Bomb Chorizo for MrGuyAverage. This will be the third or fourth Bomb Chorizo we've seen so far with the amount of deaths MrGuyAverage has had from the beginning. So that is an excellent question. Why would you skip an E-Tank? So every single time you move through a room, the game is checking all of your items. And so you can actually manipulate kind of the pool. Oh, did he pick it up? Okay, looks like he did pick it up. Must have been really quick. But in the long run, if you manipulate the items you pick up, or if you decide on which items you pick up, you can actually manipulate the pool of rooms that are at your potential to go in. Oh, okay. MrGuyAverage finding Charge Beam quicker than Nevdi did here. Nevdi has excuse me, has not found Charge Beam yet. So this is now going to put MrGuyAverage in a situation almost getting snagged by that crab there. Those crabs are brutal. Ooh, MrGuyAverage finding the Mission Impossible room here. Only has 36 health. Needs to be careful that they don't get hit by the side hopper. So MrGuyAverage, unfortunately, is going to have to head down through here, but it's okay. It's another power bomb at their disposal. Power bombs are actually extremely useful in arcade, especially if you get pushed into a gauntlet room. With only bombs, and specifically from certain directions, gauntlet can be brutal. So that's nice. MrGuyAverage finding one of the slower escape rooms here, especially with just the pea shooter. Nevdi, meanwhile, moving into room 39. He's yet to find an E-Tank. He's also sitting at a 50% damage increase. MrGuyAverage doing a pretty good job coming back from this. Moving into room 40 here from Nevdi. So just a quick clarification is Varia can only be found once you have found Charge Beam, and Gravity can only be found once you found Charge and Varia. So those are the stipulations for those particular items. All other items are on the table. So all items across the board. Actually, Spring Ball, you need Gravity. So I think that would be the only stipulation for that. And X-Ray is removed from the game. Fun fact. So you can, oh my gosh, MrGuyAverage you see just how critical finding charge beam is. This is a very Monka fight right here. Thankfully, it is vanilla damage, but vanilla damage is still a significant amount of damage without suits. So these particles, oh my gosh, you just see it just completely torch GuyAverage's health here. No missiles. This is going to be complete pea shooter charge shots here, which I think. How much damage does a standard charge shot do? We need to do 10 supers worth of damage, and I'm not sure how many charged pea shooter shots is equal to 1 super, but we're looking at a significant amount of shots here for GuyAverage. Meanwhile, Nevdi is just a few rooms away from that first speed increase. You're going to see a lot of speedy boys and girls on Nevdi's side. And there is 50, so oh my gosh, 50 shots. Yeah, that sounds about right. 5 charge to 1 super. Oh, GuyAverage not having the best of luck on this seed. Nevdi, meanwhile, I believe is still without charge beam. So you can already see the significance taking a different doorway or having different health going through the same doorway that Nevdi went through. It all changes. So with Nevdi and GuyAverage, fun fact, Nevdi and GuyAverage went the exact same route, exact same doors, the exact same time. But GuyAverage took a hit by an enemy that put them down to like 40 health. The next door that GuyAverage and Nevdi go through could be different, and more likely would be different because the health is different. And so that is constantly being looked at. And so this is something that is very interesting and dynamic about this hack. It's constantly looking at health and items and ammo and all of that. GuyAverage attempting to come up to this elevator here was getting hit by the rippers. Nevdi finding this room. We're going to have to do some bomb jumping. And it's going to be a full reset here for GuyAverage. Moving into room 5 now. Nevdi, meanwhile, just a few rooms away, 1 room away from having that 100% damage increase. So those crabs that did 120 before now do 240. So if Nevdi wasn't already in 1-hit range, they definitely are now. So that is something pretty... I just realized I was muted this entire time. But man, that oh no, that death. Okay, so the crab got him through the door transition. Oof. So that's gonna be another reset there for GuyAverage. And oh my gosh, almost getting nabbed by that crab at the top. And then Nevdi finally at room 78 finds charge beam here. GuyAverage getting pushed down into Main Street, getting nabbed by that crab, excuse me, that fish. Oh, which I guess we should do the thing. That'll be our 35th death by crab. Crabs are extremely brutal in this. Looks like GuyAverage is going to play a little safe here. This will be room 79 for Nevdi. This is the fire flea room in Green Brinstar. They get thrown into the pre-aqueduct here. These crabs are going to be doing 240 damage. So we need to be careful there. Definitely one shot for Nevdi here. GuyAverage having to do a key shooter shot bomb for Rizzo here. But Alexa used that super, completely wrecking them. Nevdi is 8 rooms and finds Crocomire. Crocomire is going to be doing a lot of damage. Looks like Nevdi has good strats here. Oof. Hit by a particle there. GuyAverage having a tough time with this seed. Oh no! Nevdi. Crocomire does a lot of damage, even when it's not a 100% increase. But that is gonna reset them to 1. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the Super Metroid Arcade Tournament. So we have the top right numbers. The very top number, that is the max room count. That is the number that we care about. Whoever has that number the highest at the end of this next 12 minutes. At the end of the 12 minutes here, that'll be a win for that person. So that's why we're counting down 30 minutes, because they have 30 minutes to go as far as they can. And so that is what that is doing. So GuyAverage potentially has an opportunity to go up to 82 rooms. It's not entirely impossible. It's going to be a long task, especially considering how the seed has been treating them so far, as they find the awakening missiles here. And then that number in the middle, that is the current room count. So as you can see, GuyAverage is just getting to 24 here. So now both numbers, that top number, that middle number, they're going to increase together. And furthermore, that bottom number, which is points, we don't consider those important for this tournament. There will be tournaments in the future, perhaps, that will utilize points in some way. We just thought for racing purposes, this was the easier way to put together a format that is accessible for as many runners. So you don't have to learn all the secrets, all of the tricks and whatnot. Like, for example, GuyAverage finding a secret there. Accessible, not having to know where everything is. And okay, so we're down to the last 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 50-ish seconds here. Nevdi has to reset here. GuyAverage is in a position. Has a nice wave and spazer loadout here. I'm not sure if they found charge this particular go around. I think they are chargeless at this point. The more of these rooms Average finds, the better. Those quick refill station rooms are really nice. And another E-tank here, by the way. GuyAverage trying to make their way through the pre-aqueduct room here. And Nevdi, meanwhile, taking on Bomb Chorizo. Alright. GuyAverage going to be moving into room... Ooh, finds Morph Ball. Again, I'm not sure if they found it ever, actually. So, they went 36 rooms without finding Morph Ball. Also, this is the quarterfinals. So the winner of this match will be going on to the semifinals to face the winner between Zos and Saffron. And the winner of that match will go on to face Shiny Zinni in the grand finals. And the loser of that match will go on to face Pizza, I think, in the third place match. So lots of awesome arcade to be had. Alright, Nevdi finds the plasma beam. This is actually the only timed item we have found so far this match. We haven't found Space Jump or Screw Attack or Gravity because we haven't found Barrier yet. So once we find Charge Beam, that's going to put Barrier into Logic, and then once we find Barrier, that's going to put Gravity into Logic. Test 1, test 2. All right, let's go. So something went boom boom outside and the electricity went ya yeet, and we were in the darkness for like a little bit there, but we're back. We're back. Apologize for that. We're off to match 2 here. Looks like we're having a really good one. GuyAverage and Nevdi trading rooms. Now, GuyAverage finding the first E-Tank. This is the Terminator E-Tank. But that first match, oof, man, if GuyAverage had another 30 seconds or so, we could have definitely seen a potential comeback for the ages there. Unfortunately, not, but that's okay. We have another shot here. This is a best of 3, so GuyAverage needs to win the next 2. Nevdi finding their second bomb Chorizo of this match already. That was a quick 2 bomb Chorizos within 16 rooms here. All right, so hopefully the electricity doesn't go out again. That was unfortunate. It always frightens me when things shut off like that. That's what surge protectors are for, I guess. So it looks like we had a much better synced start this time. Timers look to be dead on, roughly. GuyAverage finding the morph ball here. Nevdi now moving to be about 2 rooms ahead of GuyAverage, and it's going to be maybe a little bit more. GuyAverage electing to go up the elevator here. Unfortunately, this doesn't count as a room transition. Now moving into 19, so ooh, and finds reverse escape here. Has a bit of beams to help them out. Fortunately, there's a slow room if you don't have a lot of good beams or speed booster. But at this point, GuyAverage could elect to just tank a lot of this damage, at least after this next one here. Nevdi moving into 25. You can just see how much this room can cost you if you find it. Nevdi locating this room here. It's going to be a quick transition there. and finds the pre-aqueduct room. So MrGuyAverage getting a lot of these slower rooms. This one not too slow. Ooh, Nevdi finding words are hard. Billy Mays. So it's gonna have 2 extra missile packs there. And that's gonna put them at 6 missiles to MrGuyAverage's 2. MrGuyAverage really flying down this room here. Oh my goodness. Okay, almost getting nailed by that crab. Utilizing the grapple beam at just the right time. And Nevdi, the first to find charge. This is at room 32, which you blink and you just notice that Nevdi took a 10-room lead. So you can see just how brutal the seed has been to MrGuyAverage so far. A lot of these slow-moving Meridia rooms too. But MrGuyAverage is given a blessing in disguise, while Nevdi picks up the grapple beam or charge beam. So that's gonna put a lot of stuff into logic for Nevdi that potentially could be run ending. Still without an E-tank, sitting at 99 health. A lot of stuff can one-hit kill Nevdi at this point. We have a 50% damage increase on Nevdi's side. We got 5 more rooms to go for MrGuyAverage, and then they'll have that first 50% damage increase. All right. Something else to note. So, to answer another question in chat, there are a few items that you are required to pick up if you find them. So, for example, Morph Ball being one of them, Ice Beam, High Jump Boots, Spazer Beam, Charge Beam, Varia, Gravity. But of course, there are some minor items like E-tanks and missiles, and I guess E-tank is technically considered a major item. But there are some that you can skip. But a lot of the major upgrades are not skippable. But there's definitely strategy involved in manipulating your health. Sometimes runners will keep their health lower when going through doors because it changes the rooms that you can get. So you'll see that. Ooh, Nevdi. Wow, okay, uses a pseudo screw there. Was unable to reach. Okay, MrGuyAverage's screen was froze first. What am I looking at? That looked really weird. All right. That is hacks, ladies and gentlemen. All right, MrGuyAverage moving into 33. Looks like they're I think MrGuyAverage is streaming from a different location. So that might be the cause for some of this. But that was such a weird image that was on MrGuyAverage's screen. That was kind of cool looking, actually. Nevdi, meanwhile, moving into 44. So still keeping that 10-room advantage on MrGuyAverage. But Nevdi does have the... oof, okay. These side hoppers do 120 damage right now. Mind you, every 30 rooms there's a 50% damage increase, so a lot of the time I'm going to be saying the damage of enemies, and you're probably thinking to yourself, crabs? 240 damage? What? That's just because every 30 rooms we're going to have a damage increase of 50%. Also, on Nevdi's side, in 4 more rooms, we're going to see a speed increase, so you're going to see a lot of these enemies move much quicker than you're used to, so especially these fire fleas, or the ohms in, or the menus rather, in some of these Meridia rooms can be pretty deadly. MrGuyAverage now finding charge. I believe this is 6 rooms or 7 rooms after Nevdi did, so had a few more rooms to spare without the charge beam. Nevdi has access to another E-tank, rather, excuse me, a E-tank. This is Botswing E-tank. It's a slow room, but you do get rewarded with an E-tank here. The best power-up in this game, well, I guess technically speaking, the greatest power-up in this game would be the Hyper Beam. And the hyper beam is acquired by getting all 4 of the timed items. So gravity, space jump, screw attack, and plasma. So for example, Nevdi has 1 of 4. If Nevdi gets all 4, they would have access to the hyper beam. And on top of that, if they do get that timed hyper beam, it resets all of the timers. So for example, if they were at like just a few moments left of one of their items and they found the 4th item, it would reset that item all the way back up to full. And they can continuously reset it if they find the items necessary. So it's a very powerful thing to find. But it's only, surprisingly, we didn't have it happen. Words are hard. Shiny Zinni, actually, in their race a couple days ago, was able to find all 4 items in their absolutely amazing run of 160, which, by the way, if you want to take a look at the current top 10, take a look at that link right there. That'll give you a list of the current top 10 in this tournament, which is an exceptional 160 by Shiny Zinni. Also, Shiny Zinni holding the 4 of the top 5 and 5 of the top 10 overall room totals. So definitely a runner to keep on your sights. Zosti and Saffron are still in the tournament. So this is going to be a really interesting finish. All right, Nevdi, 56. Here comes another splice on GuyAverage's side. So this is the Room 51 splice that GuyAverage is attempting to pull off. This is a very difficult trick. It actually splices together 30 extra rooms. And if you fail it, it actually resets your ROM and burns your hardware. So it's okay, a couple frames. It's got to be frame perfect here. Okay, real talk though, Nevdi finds various soon. So this is when things get like super monka, because this puts into like a lot of the lower warfare rooms into logic, and it's just it's not fun, especially. Ooh, that might be too high. Yeah, Nevdi attempted to spark there, and it's a little too high. That's okay. Shine sparking in this game does not spend health, which is really nice. Oh no, Nevdi shine sparking to the right instead of the left. Oh, looks like they're just gonna. Ooh, they get an E-tank anyway. So the waterway E-tank was there for them, but they were rewarded with the basement E-tank instead. So that's okay. Double chamber room for Nevdi here, but from the reverse. So that's nice. So MrGuyAverage's stream is still on the fritz here. And then we teleport, and all of a sudden, GuyAverage, with that frame perfect splice, gets an extra few rooms here. Just now a few rooms behind Nevdi. Wonderful, wonderful job on that splice there. By the way, I'm totally kidding. Okay, Nevdi finds the crab room. This room has actually killed quite a few runners, but Nevdi is reacting to it very well. GuyAverage, meanwhile, moving through the Forgotten Highway here. Nevdi, okay, this is actually not a bad spot to find this, but we've seen runners come in through here and try to go up and just get absolutely totaled by the pirates, which do an insane amount of damage. Okay, Nevdi finding one of the worst rooms from this particular direction, reacts to it very well, because if you got latched onto by those Metroids, it would have been GG. GuyAverage, meanwhile, finding the high jump E-tank. Nevdi locating another missile pack here. Could elect to go a few directions. It's going to go down instead. It's the quicker option, but not as safe. Able to get through it, no problem. GuyAverage finding the Metroid rooms are only in logic if you have ice. That is correct. So once we find logic, or excuse me, once we find ice, that's when I get pretty scared, because coming into those Metroid rooms, sometimes you're going in so fast and you don't react, and you get latched onto by Oh, another frame perfect splice there by GuyAverage. By the way, we are tied on rooms, and GuyAverage finding Screw Attack and taking. No, we are. Oh my gosh, we are synced up. GuyAverage pulling out all of the stops here with these splice tricks. Nevdi finding the. I believe this is to the map station, perhaps. I don't remember. GuyAverage moved into 72. Nevdi also going to be moving into 72 here. Meanwhile, GuyAverage into 73. Ah, okay. So with GuyAverage's stream issues, we're now having a desync issue. But we don't have to worry about that. We can pretend. But hopefully this makes it easier to. Hopefully, in the end, we are able to really decide who. Because if it's this close, we want to make sure that we declare the correct winner here, because this is extremely close. We will pretend. No one has to know. Uh-oh, GuyAverage's timer just went bye-bye. But their stream is definitely taking some major hits here. Nevdi, meanwhile, moving into 74, quick to 75. It's about 14 minutes left, so we still got a lot of time left. We're gonna try to do a potentially new feed here for MrGuyAverage. One moment. Nevdi, meanwhile, doing the grapple jump. Very nicely. Triple, quadruple. Oh, nothing after that, unfortunately. You're going to see GuyAverage go a little wonky here for a second. We're going to see if we can get things fixed. It goes on no matter what. The win is assessed at the end of this next 13 minutes and 15 seconds. So whoever has the highest score at the end of that time will be declared the. Whoa, no! I don't know what killed them. They just. Oh no! It just kind of skipped, and they were dead. Oh man, that's unfortunate. I wish I would have known what killed them. Nevdi now, of course, is 2 rooms behind GuyAverage. Could still theoretically die. So we'll see what happens here. Here's the power bomb for Nevdi. Spazer for GuyAverage. And what are they gonna get? Oh, we're gonna get Hellway. That's most certainly dub right there for Nevdi. It's not entirely impossible to go 80 plus rooms, but the thing is Nevdi is going to be pushing this number higher and higher and higher. So Nevdi would have to die now for GuyAverage to have a chance to come back into this. But Nevdi is 9 rooms away from having that 150% damage increase. So that's definitely something we can keep in mind. Nevdi, meanwhile, is going to be picking up his E-Tank here. Oh yeah, Nevdi could run into charge the moment they found. Oh, meanwhile, they find Fantoon. But yeah, so Nevdi could run in. You could run into really the moment you find charge and Varia, and so that's definitely something that you need to keep in mind if you find those 2 items. I mean, it's not like you can skip them or anything, but it's just something that you need to be aware of. Unfortunately, for Ridley's sake, you can enter Ridley through both doors. So the only safety is up and down doors. For Fantoon specifically, your only safety is ignoring left side facing doors. Because Fantoon only has 1 entrance. Same with Kraid. Left side facing doors will send you to Kraid, but honestly, Kraid's not that big of a deal. Fantoon can be pretty dangerous at higher levels because you're looking at, body hits do a significant amount of damage. But if you add in the 50 plus, 100 plus, 200 plus % damage increases, That's kind of what happens there. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the Kappa Flames. I think that's an excellent touch. And actually, fun fact, I think I've done a majority of the matches for arcade, and from what I've seen, we have actually not seen very many Ridleys. There was one match, I think there was one match where we found our first Ridley, but in that one match there was like multiple Ridleys. But overall, I think Ridley has not been seen very often. We've seen quite a few Fantoons. We've seen a few Crades. We've seen a ton of Botswoons. Botswoons have been a major blockade in this tournament thus far. We've seen a lot of Crocomires, a lot of Spore Spawns, a few Dragons. Surprisingly, we haven't seen very many Dragons. We most certainly haven't seen any Dragon Part 2s. Dragon Part 2 particularly, meaning on the first attempt at Dragon, you have no water physics. On the second attempt, you have water physics. So we haven't seen very many of those. And yes, and also fun fact, if you find the awakening missiles will awaken the old Mother Brain Room on your next visit as well. So killing Fantoon will also turn on the ship, which makes those the rooms that are normally pretty simple to get through with the spikes a lot harder. Nevdi looks like they're going to utilize a power bomb here. These menus do so much damage. Going to utilize a pseudo screw here. They managed to kill all of them, which was really nice. But yeah, the further Nevdi takes this, the harder and more impossible this is going to become for GuyAverage, unfortunately. I wish I knew what killed them. Let's see if we can look in the chat. I don't think they have, no one's commented on anything yet, but you know, they kind of their screen froze, and then a few moments later they were in the death scene, and we didn't even see the room they were in, so we might not know, but we'll keep an eye out on that. So if we do take a look at the bracket, which, by the way, if you're interested in following that, there's the bracket there. And MrGuyAverage defeated Buzz Presto in a round 3, or excuse me, round 2, match 3. Nevdi defeated Diddy Kong in a 2-0 sweep, both moving on to the quarterfinals. Zosty beat French Lightning John in a 2-0 sweep. Saffron beat myself in a 2-0 sweep. They'll be facing each other, Zosty and Saffron. I'm assuming, and it's again, the more Nevdi moves through these rooms, it's going to make it more difficult for GuyAverage. But if Nevdi were to hold on, they would be moving on to face the winner between Zosty and Saffron. So there's not a lot left in this tournament. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 matches left. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm really interested to see the upcoming semifinals, also the finals, and even the third place bronze match. That's going to be really exciting. Zost versus Safi, that is yet to be scheduled. I'll probably we're also technically on a 2-week Christmas break, so no one is required yet to schedule any races. But once that break ends, we'll probably see the rest of those matches scheduled. But Zosty versus Saffron, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a real good one. We have Zosty, of course, as you know, everyone knows, an exceptional movement, exceptional runner. Saffron is an exceptional hack runner, specifically arcade. So you have the knowledge of hack from Saffron and the movement by Zost. Who's going to come out on top? We may not know. Well, we will know eventually, but we may not be able to decide early on. But it's going to be really interesting to match. So you should definitely come back for that. GuyAverage, meanwhile, is taking another hit to their stream here. Nevdi has the potential to break the top 10 here. Needs to go 123 rooms minimum. Okay. Again, another screen freeze into a death screen. That's unfortunate. But that, I'm sorry to say, definitely seals the deal for Nevdi. So GG Nevdi, amazing runs, honestly. You know, to break 100, even though the top 10 currently is at 123 plus, breaking breaking the top breaking 100 is very good. So current top top score in this tournament is 160, set by Shiny Zinni. Shiny Zinni also has second place at 153. Third place is Pizza, 146. Fourth and fifth is Shiny Zinni at 139 and 136. Sixth is French Lightning John at 132. Shiny Zinni again at 130. Pizza at 129. Saffron at 128. And Sweeter Chili and Zosti are tied at 10th for 123. Yeah, 100. That run by Shiny Zinni was amazing. And following that, we actually stayed on air and followed them as they continued that run. After the 30 minutes was up, I think they made it to like, I don't know, multiple hundreds of rooms. I don't remember the exact number, but it was pretty incredible to watch. Yeah, and something important to note, also mentioned in the chat, is using the Shine Spark does not take health, which is actually really nice if you want to YOLO through rooms. Oh my gosh, Nevdi taking a massive hit by that fish. And also, yeah, the damage increase is continuously going. So for example, in 11 rooms, Nevdi is going to have a 200% damage increase. So that is something to keep in mind. Nevdi does have just the right amount of supers to kill these guys. And gets it very nicely done. Ooh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Another super here. We got about 3 minutes. So it looks like Nevdi is on pace to potentially break the top 10 here. Oh man, jumping right over that crab. Oof. Nevdi taking a monster hit. $335, wow. All right, so Nevdi in the Metroid room here. These rooms can be pretty scary. Nevdi able to get through them. You can see how much damage even these Rinkas do. There's a minute left. Nevdi just needs to go a few more rooms. Can they break the top 10? It's looking likely. Not if they keep getting these longer rooms here. This will be 119. 5 more rooms to go. Or 4 more, rather. Oof. Okay, this is actually not too bad. Doesn't want to get hit by a crab, though. Because we're now officially at that 200% damage increase, which effectively is 100% with the Various suit. Oh my gosh, 35 seconds left. Here's 122. Just needs to go one more room. Okay, this should be good. There's 123. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna have possibly uh 3 runners tied at 123, but Nevdi could potentially knock those 2 runners out. It's 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. And oh, we have 3 runners. Oh, what a way to end. Look how fast those enemies were. It was going so fast it moved through him. GG Nevdi. We now have 3 runners tied in that 10th spot. Um, Unbelievable run by Nevdi there to break into the top 10. So we're gonna see if our runners want to do some interviews. So it looked like Guy Average took a death from a Poyo in a pants room, and they don't remember the second death. Okay, we're gonna. If I remember correctly, the speed maxes out. I think. I think I remember hearing that. Well, okay, so Nevdi is going to be joining us for an interview, so we will get them pulled in. and we are joined by Nevdi, our winner, GG.
GG.
How are you doing today?
Good. A bit sleepy, but good.
Good. Nice race. You're now tied in the top 10 for 123 with Zosti and Sweeter Chili.
I heard about that. I was racing. I'm like, oh, I wonder what top 10 is. I wonder if I can get one. And then I saw people saying you got to break 123.
Yeah.
And then I saw the room I got. And I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, we're like, oh, if they could get past this room, then that would be a 124, and you would knock 2 runners out of the top 10. But unfortunately, got one of the worst rooms possible. And did you see how quick those enemies were moving?
Yeah,
Like you
it's
jump up there,
terrifying.
you didn't have like any time to react, and we're just immediately just bodied. But yeah, that's an exceptional run. 123, breaking 100 in this is really nice. So
Yeah.
definitely
It's good to see.
nice.
It's good to see those numbers because Zenny's going to post them all day. So it's interesting to
Yes,
race at that high level. And it is
indeed.
just so hard. It is. I have to get quicker to that point, but also have to understand how the hell to deal with that speed. Yeah, that's going to be tough. I
For
think.
sure.
Yeah, it'll be. It's good to practice and see that happening, but yeah, it's pretty quick and pretty deadly. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
hurts. I had no idea. All those little tiny side hoppers I've never cared about did like 2 tanks of damage. I'm like, man, what's going
Yes.
on?
Yes, and so
Yeah,
like you underestimate some of these enemies that normally do, like, 60 damage or 40 damage, but when you get up into the 200% damage increase range, now these enemies become absolute tanks.
mm,
And so it's kind of interesting. But let's kind of discuss your path so far. I mean, in the round one, you defeated Benergetic 2-0. In round two, you defeated Diddy Kong 2-0. In the quarterfinals today, you defeated MrGuyAverage 2-0. And now you're moving on to the semifinals, and you should be facing the winner between Zosti and Saffron. What are your thoughts on that?
yeah. Just got to keep going, I guess. I'm not worried about Zost or Saffron. I'm just going to be excited to verse them. To be honest, I think that's going to be awesome. I'm very happy to have made it this far. So from now, it's all just a bonus. But yeah,
For sure.
surprising run so far. I think I had a mixture of some good runs and then some lucky runs. I think I should have ended a lot of these in in a final third match, but
Hmm.
I got lucky.
Yeah, in
Um,
particular, that first match, Guy Average was getting
uh,
bodied room after room after room.
I felt
Um,
just it was terrible. And I'm like, oh, here comes the comeback. Let's at least get an even
Yeah,
or
that
something.
78,
But
if he had, like, 30 more seconds, oh my gosh, it would have been super close.
yeah, probably would have beat
Um
me. Even without the 30 seconds, he would have beat me with better brims,
mhm.
but he just got completely screwed over.
So good news is, the semifinals, whoever loses that match, will not be out of the tournament. They will
Oh,
be on
what?
to the bronze match versus Pizza. So
Oh,
you have something to look
yes.
forward to if Zosi or
Uh,
Saffron move on to the semifinals against you. If either one of you loses, you can still have an opportunity to face Pizza. And Pizza is, of course, an exceptional runner as well. Had to face Shiny Zinni in the semifinals. So, and that was
yeah,
a
that was a
really,
hectic one. That's good.
yeah, that was
Cool. So
pretty hectic.
I get another round. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, that can be my claim that I this is what I was going for, and that's awesome. That's
Mhm.
cool to know. Nice.
Well, do you have any other thoughts that you'd like to add?
Probably a lot, but it's 1 a.m. I have to go to
Oh,
bed.
yes. Enjoy your sleeps.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Boxing Day. This is the end of my Boxing Day. So off to bed. Wrap up all your presents, or put them in the bin, or well, not your presents, your boxes. Don't put your presents in the bin. That's terrible. But enjoy your day. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to Guy Average for racing. I feel again, as I talked to Diddy last week, we should be in a game three, but that's okay. That's a bit crappy. But
Maybe we
GG
could
to
do
you.
an exhibition sometime.
Yeah, that's it. But thanks heaps, Jay, as always, for you hosting, commentating, restreaming, doing everything. So really appreciate it.
No problem, no
And
problem.
see ya next time. Yeah.
Yeah, see you next time. All right, so that was the Super Metroid Arcade quarterfinals in the tournament of Guy Average versus Nevdi. Nevdi taking a 2-0 sweep of Guy Average. Nevdi on an absolute tear in the tournament so far. Not posting significantly high scores, but 123, I believe, is definitely their PB. So in this tournament, rather. So I mean, that is definitely a high score, but definitely has some competition coming up in the semifinals. So you definitely want to come back for that whenever that is scheduled. We still need the Zosti versus Saffron match, which again, can't say enough about that matchup. It's going to be incredible. So don't forget to follow the runners. Don't forget to join the Discord if you want to join in on some of these tournaments. We have lots and lots of stuff planned for the future. So definitely come in on that. And we're actually going to send a raid over to let's do Decalled. Looks like they're doing an any percent run. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I was Jay Chuck and I enjoyed commentating this match for you guys. Sorry that my power went out during the first match. Thankfully, it hasn't gone out again. Uh, but I won't hold my breath. Everyone have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of your December and New Year's. Bye bye.